Nashville, Tennessee, it's the Three with the Studio C Band. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Harris-Smith. Welcome to the Three. This is the only television show that looks at how the crazy current events shaping our world are actually shaping you. How? Body, mind, and spirit. That's right. Did you know that you spend 1/3 of your life in bed? Or you should. And that it's proven that you have between 16 and 36 dreams every night. Now, at age 75, you will have slept for 25 years of your life. That's longer than some of the band members have been alive. They're looking at me like, no way, I'm not going to sleep that long. But you will if you're getting the rest that you should. Well, you know, that is almost 1 million dreams when you add all of that together in those 25 years that you've spent asleep, having 16 to 36 dreams each night. Science has answered the what, where, when, and how we dream, but not the why. Are these hundreds of thousands of dreams in your lifetime just happenstance? What if nighttime is a sacred time and not just, a routine end to your day? The notion that God created the moon, stars, and sleep, not as an afterthought, but as an intentional time to inspire you while you're still. That's an ancient idea, actually. And if it's true, it's like having a miracle of biblical proportion every day of your life. But if God's talking to you through these scientifically proven nightly dreams, why aren't you remembering them? God said He would never leave you or forsake you, right? Well, that means that even during those 122 days you spend sleeping each year, He's there. He's speaking. The question is, how can you better listen and remember? Seeing the voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions, is a book I wrote in 2013, released in 2014 by Baker Books. I wrote it for a busy world that never slows down long enough to discover that the Creator of the universe has something to say to them, in hopes that I might help them solve all of their problems while they sleep. There are those who want to hear God's voice, but they can't. Unlike typical hearing the voice of God books, seeing the voice of God explores biblical reasons and remedies for spiritual deafness, but also teaches how God speaks through dreams, using nighttime to communicate something that you might not hear during your busy day. I call it 20/20 hearing. With 2 medical chapters devoted to the science behind the supernatural, there are interviews with sleep study doctors who see firsthand people riddled with massive sleep debts due to insomnia, stress, and much more. And sleep is the mattress of dreams, and so seeing the voice of God contains tips and home remedies for a good night's sleep and nutritional advice on what vitamins, supplements, and foods actually improve your dream recall. In Seeing the Voice of God, you'll learn the 10 types of biblical dreams, learn to interpret them with the book's Dream Dictionary of more than 1,000 symbols, learn about counterfeits of God's voice by reading an interview with a former psychic, and just for fun, I've put all kinds of iPhone and Android sleep and dream cycle app reviews in there to test how you're sleeping at night. You can do it with your own phone. So here's the bottom line, guys. No relationship thrives in the absence of communication, and a relationship with God is no exception. But when you see the voice of God through dreams and visions, your life will never be the same. Well, I am dedicating today's show to the topic of dreams, finding better sleep, and to telling you a bit more about my book, Seeing the Voice of God. We have a whole half hour to discuss how to help you take back your sleep and remember your dreams. Are you ready, audience? Yeah. Are you ready? Okay. Are you ready, Studio C Band? Well, then let's give it up for the Studio C Band. I literally did what I've done for over 50 years. I sit down and I put my legs up in the couch. I was going to wear my pajamas, so this is actually a little better. But hey, we're talking about sleep, we're talking about dreams, and so I definitely do want to just go back for just a minute. I gave you the cliff notes there, but I want to just go back and I want to talk to you for a second about how the book came to pass, because typically in the book or in my life, I would write a book and then I would shop it. Typically, you're going to do that. You got to go to a publisher and say, this is my idea, and here are my sample chapters, or the whole book. And that's not how this happened for me. So I was in the middle of another project, and we invited a special guest speaker to come to our church, James Gall. And he stood me up in front of the whole congregation and said, the Lord says, don't forget your writing. And he said, I see an on-ramp for you coming for your writing. And he said, I see something about October, and then next March. Next March is going to be really good for you. And so I believe in prophetic words, and so I thought, well, this totally messes up this project I'm working on right now, but okay. And sure enough, I went home and I had an introduction made to me, through me and Baker Publishing. And literally, guys, they signed me for a contract with this book with just the idea. I had nothing written. They didn't know who I was. And so I know that it is the Lord's idea. Well, I signed the contract in October, and by next March, the manuscript was turned in. And that is how Seeing the Voice of God came to pass. So if you've been watching theTHREE for any time at all, you know that I did go through a period where I was on bed rest for 3 months. I was very, very sick, and the Lord healed me, requiring my cooperation. But I did have this period of time where I was totally isolated, and guess what? It happened, the diagnosis came 2 weeks after I had been contracted to write this book. So here I am, usually living in this busy, bustling house, with 6 kids and our 5th gear life, and suddenly I was quarantined and I'm all alone and I'm back in my bedroom. It was horrible. I know everybody wants to be alone, but I didn't. But what happened is God really met me, and what I'm trying to do is set the stage for you so that you understand that this book is very special to me. I suffered. I was suffering while writing this book, first of all. But second of all, the Lord really showed me some amazing things in it on how to better communicate with Him. And after all, that's what the book is about, right? So He sort of had to steal me away to Himself and do that. So I'm going to start with this, and it is in the opening chapter. In 1997, my husband and I had made a very daring decision. He had stepped away from his job for us to go into ministry. Now, in retrospect, we're just crazy like that. Oh, what's one more kid? We already got 5. We just make decisions like that in life. And I think that living a life dominated by doubt is just not worth living. So we had made another one of those. So it just began to, it was a very hard year. It began to really affect the way that I was relating to God, because I had always heard from Him, I thought. And suddenly He was silent. So one night I decided that I am going to just go in my room and I'm not going to leave until I hear something from the Lord, right? It was going to edify me. It was going to solve all of my problems. And I did. I heard the voice of the Lord, and here's what He said: 5 days. It did nothing for me. But I know I heard those 2 words. He said 5 days. And all at once, guys, it was downloaded into me. You're going to take 5 days. You're going to get away. My father had just built a prayer cabin. So as I'm hearing this, I'm thinking, okay, I know where I'm going to do it. And He said, and you're going to read through the Bible in 5 days. The whole Bible. You're going to read the whole Bible in 5 days, which I didn't think could be done. And He said, and you are going to ask me this one question: is God ever silent? Because see, so often we think, why aren't you talking? Very rarely do we say, what's wrong with my ears? But sometimes we do, and then that's almost just as bad, because you do everything you can think of and still don't hear anything, and it can be very debilitating to one's faith. So I knew that the Lord was telling me, if you will come away with me, I am going to teach you something about, myself, Himself. So I went to Chris, and the kind of husband I have is one that says, sure, I'll take all 5 kids and you can go away for 5 days and read your Bible. I mean, it sounds ludicrous now, but that's the position we were in, guys. And maybe you're in that place where you're desperate. And trust me, my husband wanted me to hear something from the Lord for us, right? So I called my dad. He had just built the cabin. He said, baby, you're my first customer. So I went and I spent the 5 days, and the Lord gave me a very strict reading plan. It turned out to be about 15 hours a day. I didn't stop and chew on certain verses or look up the Greek or the Hebrew. Or I didn't even journal much. I did have a journal, but I didn't like make notes on things that I was learning. All I did was read through every story of the Bible, all 1,189 chapters of those 66 books, with the one question in mind: is God ever silent? And guys, I couldn't find one verse, not one verse. Our God never stops communicating with us. He is not like that. He would not do that. He doesn't have a mute button, you know. We can't mute him either. He constantly wants to be in communication with us. Now, there are scriptures like from the Psalms that say, if I regard iniquity in my heart, you will not hear me. But no, there's nothing ever that says that our God is silent. So I knew right then it's not him. There's something that I need to do. So, interestingly enough, even though I'd gone through a season of my life, the majority of my Christian life, of hearing his voice, I realized that he had almost dammed up that stream because he wanted to teach me to hear his voice in a new way. And I, after those 5 days, began having vivid dreams and getting messages in these dreams. And I realized he had opened up another stream for me to not just hear his voice, but to see his voice. So from that experience comes my desire to have you communicate better with your Heavenly Father. It is your birthright. It's your birthright. And He wants to talk with you. And despite what the mainstream media will tell you that you're strange if you hear God's voice, oh my goodness, that story recently where someone was criticized because they said that the Lord told them something. Well, I wouldn't want to be in relationship with anybody who wouldn't talk to me. So, you know, it just makes sense that we serve a God who wants to be in communication with us. So what we're going to do when we come back from the break is I'm going to help you look at your dreams, talk about which dreams mean what. Some dreams are for now, some dreams are for later. And so we're going to talk about those types, give you examples. Even in the Bible there are examples, of course. And then we're going to get to some of the things that maybe even help you interpret your dreams. How about that? Does that sound good? Yeah. All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Laura Harris-Smith, inventor of Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend. You know, if you would have told me 2 years ago when I was mixing that very first little bottle that we would have thousands of customers from all over the world and that we'd have to quadruple our staff to keep up with the demand produced by our international TV infomercial, I'm not sure I would have believed you. And if you told me I'd be hearing regular testimonies of improved sleep, reduced stress, migraine relief, even help with other neurological challenges like seizures, PTSD, tremors, muscle spasms, even anxiety, well, I probably would have cried. And sometimes when I'm reading a Quiet Brain testimony, I do. But if you would have told me 1 year ago when we introduced our Quiet Brain Variety Gift Box that it would become the biggest selling item on our online store at quietbrainoil.com, I would have said, I believe it. The reason is because I created the gift box to be the perfect combination of all of our Quiet Brain products. The oil itself for topical use on the skin that contains only certified pure oils that can cross the blood-brain barrier and bring speedy relief and neurological support. And our aromatherapy line with our Quiet Brain shampoo and conditioner, candles, inhalers, all of which use the nasal passages to gain direct access to the limbic brain, which is the emotional center of the brain. So whether you need to use Quiet Brain topically or aromatherapeutically, the Quiet Brain gift box has everything that you need. And now we've given our gift box an upgrade without increasing the price. It now comes with our satin Quiet Brain Sleep Eye Mask. Just put a few drops of oil on the nose guard and you're on your way to enjoying a good night's sleep. And it all comes packaged in a beautiful gift box and delivered to the destination of your choice or sent to you so you can use it for 7 different gifts or keep a few for yourself. When sold separately, the items in the box are $160, but you're getting it for $135. That's a $25 savings, meaning that you're getting the nasal inhaler and the shampoo and conditioner for free. The Quiet Brain gift box comes with one Whisper Quiet Nightlight diffuser with 16 color options and intermittent mist options, one dropper bottle of Quiet Brain, one Quiet Brain nasal inhaler, one Quiet Brain candle, the satin sleep eye mask, and your healing shampoo and conditioner. And remember, both are color safe, aloe enriched, paraben and sulfate free, loaded with wonderful ingredients like unscented coconut oil, olive oil, sugar beet betaine, and of course the Quiet Brain blend with its 8 essential oils like lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more. We get repeated testimonies of both being used with great effectiveness during headaches for pain relief. So go to quietbrainoil.com to order. Quiet Brain is a great gift for any time of the year, but especially for seasons like these that bring additional stress. Give the gift of health and peace this year. Give the gift of Quiet Brain.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Laura Harris-Smith. You're watching theTHREE, and I'm talking about my book, Seeing the Voice of God. This sweet little friend is about 4 years old now, but I'm telling you, the Lord has really smiled on it. It's in its 7th printing now, and I just marvel at how you can be in the middle of crisis and God can bring something beautiful out of it. So there's a verse in it that really is the anthem for the topic that we're on today. And it's in the book of Job. You may say, I didn't think anything good came out of the book of Job. Well, it did. Listen to this from Job 33, 14 through 18. For God may speak in one way or in another, yet man does not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men while slumbering on their beds, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction. In order to turn man from his deed and conceal pride from man, he keeps back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. All of this happens in a dream at night while you're laying on your bed. The saddest part, though, of this verse and this passage is when it says, yet man does not perceive it. How many dreams are you having that God is trying to talk to you and you don't even know that it's Him? I'm telling you guys, when I'm trying to talk to somebody and they won't listen to me, I'm very bothered by that. I want them to engage with me, and it's not that God gets mad at us, it's that He's trying to save your life from destruction. He's trying to give you direction. So, with that said, I want to just address this first. I really believe, I just keep hearing this in my head, wasn't planning on going here, but I believe there are some people out there who are saying, but I don't dream. I just never dream. It's not that I can't interpret them. I don't dream. Well, as I said in my open, you do. It's scientifically proven that you do. So the real key is that you have got to get healthy. This is where nutrition fits into this whole piece, is that if you are taking the right vitamins and eating the right foods and you have the right nourishment for your body, your sleep is going to be deeper. You're going to hit that REM sleep and stay there as you should. And so for me, nutrition is a means to an end. Nutrition, believe it or not, is connected to me hearing my Father's voice. Yeah, because then I lay down and my body can do what it was created to do. And so that is just one thing that I want to urge you to remember, is that it's not, oh, I never dream. It's how can I better remember my dreams? And I've got a whole chapter in here on dream recall and a whole chapter on sleep and how to get a good night's sleep. So let's just talk for a second about what types of dreams that there are. I really say there are 10. And we don't have the time to go into all of them, but I teach in here how 5 are for now and 5 types are for later. Sometimes you have a dream, you're like, I don't know what to do with this. All the people in it are in my life right now. It seems like I should do something with it, but what do I do? So I just wanted to go over just a couple of them with you, and I'm going to give you just a couple of examples. And I just reread one of these in here today, and it about brought tears to my eyes. One dream that God often uses with me is called a waking dream. You know what it means. It's when you first wake up, as opposed to you have it in the middle of the night and sleep for 3 more hours and can forget it. A waking dream, if it were a punctuation mark, it'd be an underscore. It nags you all day long. You can't get away from it because you wake up to it. So in this waking dream that I had, I come out of my bedroom door and there's a friend sitting, I think on my sofa or over one of the chairs like this. She's just waiting for me to come out. And I woke up. And I thought, well, that was odd. And then I remembered this friend had a call into me, and I'd not returned her voicemail, which I'm notorious for. And I thought, oh no, is God telling me that I need to call her? And either she's mad at me or I didn't know. I thought I was in trouble, you know. And so I call her and she says, oh no, I just wanted to tell you I had this amazing dream that you were on television and you were speaking to a very large audience. And I thought, wow, I'm so glad I made this phone call finally and returned her call. And she said, and whatever this means, you've just gotten a new pair of glasses. Well, I had just gotten a new pair of glasses, so that was sort of like God's little wink of saying, yeah, this is for me, this is for now. So I was back in my dressing room trying to decide what I was going to tell you, and I thought I'm going to tell them about Waking Dream, and as I read it, I realized, here I am on television, I'm speaking to this large audience, and guess what? I also just got another pair of new glasses. So that's how God works sometimes. I'm like, God, now you're just showing off. So that is how the Lord works oftentimes with waking dreams. And another one that he will use, which it could fall into either category, but I more often than not say it falls into the dreams for later, are warning dreams. Now, a lot of people mistake warning dreams for nightmares. You may say, oh, I just have this terrible dream and something happened to someone that I love, and what am I going to do? And you're just scared to death. No, it's an invitation, see, because you have a Heavenly Father who loves you, but you have an enemy who wants to eat your lunch. He wants to take everything, every good thing that God has for you. And so our life with God is less about begging for things from Him, and just enforcing and maintaining, keeping possession of what He has given us. So a warning dream is God's way of saying, your enemy's after this. He's after this person. You need to pray for them. You need to pray about that situation. Partner with me, agree with me, and rewrite history, as I say. So it's fascinating to me that so often God will give me a warning dream, and I don't lose, I'm not at unease anymore or lose my peace. I just realize it's an invitation. So there are so many more that I could tell you about. People say, oh, well, I just have pizza dreams. You know what? I have pizza dreams as one of the top 10. And that's because Ecclesiastes 5:3 says that restless dreams come because of too much activity. So I think even your pizza dreams are God saying, you need to slow down and you need to meet with me and rest with me. Your mind is too busy. Well, when we come back, am going to tell you about an essential oil that I've created to help your busy mind and to help you get a better night's sleep. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, Laura Harris-Smith here, and you know by now that it's a passion of mine to see people get healthy body, mind, and spirit. As a nutritionist and as someone who almost lost her life due to a lack of proper sleep, I'm convinced that sleep is the most important but the least emphasized puzzle piece for total body health. I created my Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend to offer support to sufferers of migraine, tremor, PTSD, anxiety, seizures, and more. But one of the most frequent testimonies we get from all over the world is that it helps with insomnia. People are sleeping better with Quiet Brain. But my other passion is helping people hear God's voice, not just during the day while awake, but also at night while they sleep and dream. And that's why I wrote Seeing the Voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions. And now my two worlds, that is author and inventor, really come together on this topic of sleep and dreams through my Sweet Dreams package. You get one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain, which is comprised of lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more, and a copy of Seeing the Voice of God, complete with a 1,000 symbol dream dictionary for interpreting your dreams, and instructions on which vitamins and minerals to help you better remember your dreams. Sleep is the mattress of dreams, so grab this offer while it's still available. One copy of Seeing the Voice of God and one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain for easy application. And, while supplies last, a free Quiet Brain satin sleep eye mask. So take back your sleep with Quiet Brain and take back your dreams with Seeing the Voice of God. Order today at quietbrainoil.com.
Hi, I'm Laura Harris-Smith, and you know by now that it is a passion of mine to see people get healthy, body, mind, and spirit. As a nutritionist and as someone who almost lost her life due to a lack of proper sleep, I am convinced that sleep health is the most important and the least emphasized puzzle piece for total body health. I created my Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend to offer support to sufferers of migraine, tremor, PTSD, anxiety, seizures, and more. But one of the most frequent testimonies we get from all over the world is that it helps with insomnia. And people are sleeping better with Quiet Brain, and that is such a blessing to me. Well, the other thing I'm really passionate about is helping people hear God's voice, not just during the day while awake, but also at night as they sleep and dream. And that is the reason why I wrote Seeing the Voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions. Now, you know this. Some of you know that, I am an inventor of the Quiet Brain. And that's all you know about me, is that I'm the inventor of Quiet Brain. And others of you know me as an author, and that's all that you think that I do. It never ceases to amaze me that we have people who call in. They see us on television and they call in and they say, "Oh, I didn't know she was an author. Oh, I didn't know she had oil." So I have come up with a solution for that. It's going to bring my two worlds together on this topic of sleep and dreams. And it's a package I'd like to offer you. And the package is 1 bottle of Quiet Brain oil and a copy of Seeing the Voice of God. Sleep is the mattress of dreams, so I can't help you dream unless I can first help you sleep. And that's why I'm excited to present to you this offer. Again, it's 1 bottle of Quiet Brain oil in our dropper bottle, which is great for diffusing, and 1 copy of Seeing the Voice of God. And while supplies last, we're even going to give you a free Seeing the Voice of God sleep eye mask. It's our way of saying thanks for supporting Laura Harris Smith Ministries with your gift of $75 or more. So take back your sleep with Quiet Brain and take back your dreams with Seeing the Voice of God. I'm telling you, today has been an amazing opportunity for me to explain to you how you are to be hearing your Father's voice and how He wants to speak to you, not just during the day, but at night when He has your full attention and you have the ability to be still and listen. So I hope that I've convinced you by now, and if you ever have anything that you ever need in terms of the products I've just mentioned, or perhaps you're interested in other topics, you can always go to my website at lauraharrissmith.com, because I've got awesome products for you there and things that will really improve your life. As I always say, body, mind, and spirit. Thank you for watching this edition of The Three. Bye-bye, everybody.